Well, 3 straight losses. Not the streak we wanted, but here we are. There's no need to dwell on what's already happened, but to learn from it and to move on. What better way to end a losing streak than to take out your biggest rival in their own house? This Friday night, we head to a hostile territory and face Oak Mountain. And it's the game that could take the bitter taste out of our mouth that we've had for the past 3 weeks. We know that it won't be easy, but these guys will be up for the task. Our guys have owned the Eagles the past 2 years, and to be able to continue the dominance, they'll need everyone behind them. Everyone meaning the student body, their friends, their family, everyone to bring that Hornet pride on the road. So let's show up loud and rowdy and ready to go. Let's not look ahead to the playoffs, but take care of business first to get that win and get back on track. On this final regular season episode of Inside the Hornets Nest, you'll hear from Coach Lee Miller as he discusses last week's game at Ben Russell, as well as Friday night's contest with Oak Mountain. You'll also hear from Romello Cooper from the defense, as well as Jack Flowers from the offense. Trick or treat, because Inside the Hornets Nest starts right now.
Yeah, it's so tough. We competed hard, and I mean, just everything kind of went against us. And sometimes it just happens. I mean, you go out there, you're prepared, you do the stuff you're supposed to do. But I mean, honestly, Ben Russell played well, and they made the plays, and we didn't make enough plays. And I guess the lesson in that is you got to make plays if you want to win. I think we kind of learned that very well there. Well, you're probably giving me too much credit as a football coach. I'm from my standpoint, from a kicking standpoint, it was exactly what we expected. I don't know the ins and outs of the offense and defense stuff, so you have to ask Coach Caskey and those guys about that. But I don't think they did anything that I've noticed that was anything we didn't expect. It's just when the play had to be made, they made their fair share and we didn't make ours. So. Yeah, so obviously it's a rivalry game, and it's a big game, and I know Oak Mountain wants to win it, and we've beaten them 2 years in a row, and so they'll be coming for us. It'll be their last game, and obviously we want to win as well. So when it's games like that, you never know when it's going to come down to a kick, or even something that maybe is not as noticeable, but if you get held and you have to punt and you kick a 40-yard punt, and then they have to punt and they kick a 30-yard punt, well, you've won 10 yards out of that battle. And so it could be a little bit of punting war going on, and that's an area where we want to be a little more consistent. We've hit some really nice punts, and then we've hit some that are not very good, and we kind of want to make sure we're hitting more good ones than bad ones, and of course, obviously make sure we cover, and the net punt average is more important than the actual punt, because we got to get down there and tackle, and hopefully we kick it high enough and make them fair catch it, that kind of thing. But yeah, look, in a tight game, how many times you've seen special teams be the difference? And that we're certainly prepared for that. It could happen at any time, and we expect a tight game with Oak Mountain, and that could be the situation. Maybe we should. We kind of talked about it, but we go with a traditional punt. The rule is an oddity because you can't do that in the NFL, and you can't do that in college. Wherever you kick your field goal from, the ball comes back to that spot. But in high school, that's not the rule. It's wherever the ball is, dies, or wherever it stops rolling, it's down there. Or if you catch it, you return it. In other words, it's just like a punt. So if you got a kicker that kicks further than he can punt, then maybe that's a smart plan. Coach Elmore, that used to coach here, I know he did that at Fort Payne a couple years ago with the kid that's at Auburn now. They lined up and just kicked field goals. So he'd line up for a 90-yard field goal, and wherever the ball stopped, that's where it was. So, not many people take advantage of it, but it is a rule that's been around a while. Yeah, so, you build on, every group builds to the next group, and these seniors obviously are the building block of they've been around for several years to build to this point. Obviously, we've been through some difficult seasons the last couple of years, and this one, has looked up. And and I think we're set up for success in the coming seasons. And these guys will be able to go out, with their head held high, looking back, saying, "Hey, we got back to the playoffs, had a winning season. We laid the foundation for what we expect to be more success in the coming years." And so I think these guys have played a big role in kind of having their influence on the younger group, and I think we'll see that play out over the next few years. And as a specialist coach, I got to shout out to our senior snapper, Jackson Kalnoski, who's been absolutely fantastic. Haven't heard much about him because that's what snappers do. You don't want to call their name because it means they messed up, and this guy has not messed up. He's been solid. We have not missed a field goal kick in 16 straight games, field goal or extra point. So we're proud of that. We're trying to keep that streak going and make sure that that we're solid on our snap, hold, and kick.
It's more, it was just a better team that day. We'll give them that. We weren't fixed on. We weren't ready, mentally prepared. Weren't locked in. And we saw the result. But we're gonna get back to it. We're gonna show what we've been showing the whole season and show you what we got for the playoffs. First of all, we ain't resting nobody. Everybody coming to whoop their butt. That's one thing. We ain't sending nobody. So they can be happy that we send nobody. We send nobody, so I don't know why they happy. And then second of all, this rivalry is like a lot because first they were beating us, talking all that smack. And then that first year, that Coach Cassidy came and they was expecting no win, just smacked them. And we just smacked them, blew them out. And we had the run, you already know, so that was part of the special team. And then next year, they think they were gonna get a get back and shut us down. Did not, smacked them again. And then we had that, 100-yard punt, kickoff return? Field goal return. We went famous on them twice, so we're gonna get some a third time. Most definitely. One game at a time. We're gonna take this game, focus on this game, and then we're gonna work on the next after this game. They're my brothers, man. I love them, man. They made football fun. We hang out. We hung out like last week. We hung out, fish, watched TV. It was fun. I love it. They like brothers to me, and I love this group, especially. So I'm very excited to play at the next level. It was my dream, and when I came in, I didn't know what I was doing sophomore year. Just came in a little raw, and then I found out I could probably do this at a high level. I started training, and they started rolling in them summers, going to camps, all that stuff, getting them offers, and then went to a game, saw Sanford whoop on this number 5 team in their conference, saw them in the locker room going crazy. I was like, yeah, I like this energy. This me, this my energy, this is my type of style. And I said, yeah, and they said, you come in as a defensive end to play for us. And he said, we don't care if you're gonna be a freshman or not. You got a spot to start. I was like, say that bet, I'm coming.
Yes, sir. I came off 2 pretty bad injuries this summer, and so when I got back, I was just hungry. I wanted to play. And then when they gave me my shot, I had to prove I could block, do my thing out there. I just envision myself what I'm about to do. Go ahead and think about catching the ball, running the route, making the block, whatever it may be. Just gotta envision it before it happens. I would say when we played Calera, and I had this lead block where I took out a defensive end and a linebacker, and then Chase took it all the way into the touchdown. I got a lot of praise for that one. I mean, it was a statement. We came up to 7A, whooped another 7A team back to back, and it's a rivalry through the whole school, 7th grade up to whatever grade. And it's not just the football team, it's the school too. The band, they got a part in it too, and then it's the students, the student section, they play a big part in that rivalry. I think it's because we've had a lot of players from Chelsea go to Oak Mountain, thinking that Oak Mountain's better, and then we come out there and continue to beat them. And so it just feels good to prove them all wrong. So I think after these last few losses we've had, I mean, we got to bounce back, end the season on a high note, headed into the playoffs. It's going to be a tough playoff game, but we're going to go out there and give it our best, do what we can do. Trying to end the season on a good note, the regular season.